Morning traders, it's Monday 8th of November 2021. So clocks went back yesterday in Canada and the States, so we're all normal now. Markets opening at 10 p.m, closing 10 p.m, etc, etc. News wise, not a lot today. A little bit this afternoon, we've got Fed Chair Powell speaking and Governor Bailey speaking a little bit later on, but other than that, those are the only news events to look out for of note today. Let's just drag that away. Dollar index, very interesting point. I mean, my personal view, if you've watched any of my updates, is we're going to see a bullish USD, bullish dollar, and that's just because of this double bottom here. You know, we've through here, look, January 21, May 21, we've double bottomed right about this 90 big number zone, and from there, look, we've just moved up. Now we are at resistance here, which also acted as support, so you do have to be a little bit wary of what's happening now. But because of this double bottom, I do see price pushing to the upside and through this resistance, but we have to wait and see. It's you know, it's a lot of the times, you know, we can think we can have a bias and then the market can prove us wrong, so we will have to wait and see. The current uptrend is intact. There's the previous swing low there on the daily. If we start breaking below this low here, especially if it looks impulsive, then, you know, might have to change my view or our view. But at the moment, you know, still getting higher highs, higher lows. So it looks interesting. It looks interesting. Just waiting for price to break to the upside if it does that. Aussie USD, we're still trading this from last week. This is the structure that I personally have out on you know, on my analysis, with my rising resistance and rising support here. We've tested resistance here twice, broken down. You can see a nice big impulsive move down, little one candle pullback there, and an engulfing seller candle here. So that is looking really good. So here, I mean, Aussie is a weak currency at the moment, so look to be selling Aussie against strong currencies at the moment. USD, you know, is a strong currency. It's in an uptrend. It is at a point where it could come to a little bit of a halt, as I've shown you, but I think something's going to happen this week, maybe with one of those speeches from Fed Chair Powell. I think it was more than one, wasn't there? Let me just have a little look. Well, we've got CPI news there. Fed Chair Powell speaking today and tomorrow. USD bank holiday actually on Thursday. Treasury currency report. So I still I like USD strength. Aussie USD, I like this to the downside, just playing out within this structure. I like Aussie weakness in general at the moment. I mean, this is playing out very similar to this, isn't it? Some very nice impulses come corrections, and look out for these little corrections. Sometimes when you are, you know, zoomed in too much, you know, like this, you don't often see what's happening. When you zoom out, just try it. I don't know whether you guys have tried it before. When you zoom out a little bit, you know, it's a lot easier to see what's going on. So at the moment, to me, this is a correction. We've had our impulse look. This is a correction. I'd be expecting another move down on this. So keep your eyes open for that. Keep your eyes for selling momentum to start coming in again. At the moment, look, we've got this impulse up. I wouldn't say this looks bullish at all, but, you know, when you start looking at it on smaller time frames, it's just a correction of this move. So you can either wait for sellers to come in, maybe draw a fib. You could do that, looking for fib levels. We've already come into that 50% fib. We haven't started dropping yet. We've got a little bit of structure here, which, look, we've tested there, support, resistance. Maybe we'll come and test that again and then drop. You know, there's a few different ways things can play out with trading. There's more than one way to place a trade as well, and the same kind of idea, if you like, two traders could trade this totally differently. Both could be thinking, yep, this is a sell. Both could, trade it totally differently. So, yeah, I see further downside on Aussie USD. Anyway, Pound USD. Pound was very bearish last week after from Thursday we had some news. So I love the way this impulse here. I love the way it's dropped, but I think it's due a correction. We always have a correction after impulses. So where's it going to pull back to? Ideally, we're looking at this swing low here. Whether it does that, I don't know, but that's around about the big number 136. So at the moment I can see strength, temporary strength, short-term strength in the pound coming up here. I mean, it looks to me, if I just do it on the hourly, almost looks like an inverse head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder here. I'm expecting this to push to the upside. So what I would do is I would look for the break of this CTL, counter trend line. Higher highs, higher lows. Targets for me, final targets, if you like, will be 136. Don't know whether it'll get that far. We've got this 135 barrier to break. Then first targets will probably be the 135.50 and then 136, psychological numbers. So watch for the break of Pound USD to the upside. So that would mean that Pound would have to show would have to be stronger than the US dollar. So, US dollar is pretty strong at the moment, and Pound would have to be even stronger. Look out for that. But there's another pound pair I like where we can potentially trade some short-term pound strength, and that would be Euro pound. Okay. Euro pound moving within this structure, as you can see, had this big bullish impulse here, and that was to do with, again, that pound strength which we saw on Thursday. But it's not the nicest looking chart in the world. Very, very choppy market, but big impulse. What, we're going to look for a correction, aren't we? I've marked out this area 85 or 0.85 where we've seen resistance. This would be a perfect place for this to come back to. So you can start looking for sell opportunities back into this zone. It's not, like I say, it's not the nicest chart in the world, but when if we start seeing that pound strength come in, then we should start seeing this push down to the towards that 85 level. Now, whether you just want to leave this and look to buy from 85, that's absolutely fine as well, because we are looking for, well, we do have obviously trend traders, we have counter trend traders, we have traders that trade both, we have range traders. Only what type of trader you are, but I do like this. I do like this for a short, and then potentially a buy from here. So look out for that. Swiss yen, still in Swiss yen. We sold from up here, so that's going really, really nicely. We're at 124.04 now, something like that. So we're about 0.88% up. That's a trade we took last week. If you haven't seen, well, no, I'll run through it now, but basically you hopefully have seen my analysis. But big bullish structure here at the top of the structure, looking for price to pull back into at least this 122.50, 122.60 zone. Could come back and test the bottom of the structure here, but first things first, we're going to look for a pullback into this zone here. I'm in favor of a drop on yen pairs, which means yen strength as well, so look out for that in general. But smaller time frame, you can see that left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline, break, retest, it's going. So shorts on this are good. Silver, this is something else I talked about as well. Silver came into that 23 zone, look, and bounced. Inverse head and shoulder pattern. Now potentially moving up into this 24.8 zone here where we saw resistance. and then we have to watch, are we going to break further to the upside, in which case I think we're then going to move up to that 28.5 zone. I'll just show you the bigger picture. Okay, big range in play, but I have to be aware of what happened last year. So we are, what, 8th of November today, so 8th of November last year was around about here. We had this push up here, so we broke this high, push up, you think, yeah, we're going, and then it had another move down. So could we actually break this high and potentially have another move down? I always look to the left, look at what happened in previous price action. But what I would suggest is if you see a buy setup here, then it might be worth taking, because this could move up into 24.8. We're seeing this impulse look, little correction there, impulse, little correction there. See if you get a buy setup and get involved with that. And then when it gets into 24.8, you can either take your money off the table, bank it, or bank a proportion of your trade and put your stop loss to break even and see what happens. So like Aussie USD shorts, pound USD, I think we're going to see some temporary short-term strength in pound. So my favorite one of those would be euro pound. Aussie yen I haven't talked about. Keep your eyes on this. This is short for me. We've broken out this box range. We could come back and retest it for shorts. We've got some nice divergence there between this high and this high. Look, can you see? So maybe coming back into this zone here where we've seen resistance, about 82.30, somewhere around there. So I'm a big fan of Aussie shorts at the moment. Yen strength, so that would mean looking for shorts on yen pairs. Euro pound, I've talked about. Pound yen. Like I say, I think we're going to see some strength in pound. It's forming a little bit of a bullish falling wedge pattern here. So I can see, if I just show you pound yen, even though I'm in favor of yen pairs to drop, I think we can pull back on this one, pound yen, get that pound strength in, and then see another drop down. Just show you the structure I've got on this one actually. Yeah, we're in this big triangle. Big triangle on pound yen. Momentum is to the downside here. Looking for a little pullback, and then looking for further shorts back down to the bottom of the triangle. Okay, so there's quite a few things there to look at this week. So maybe watch the video again, maybe make a few notes, maybe if you want to copy some of these structure lines, support and resistance, trend lines, etc. If you find them useful, then by all means, just put them on your chart as well. And yeah, so you know what I'm keeping an eye on, and hopefully there's something there of interest for you too. So guys, I will speak to you very, very soon, and yeah, have a great day. Bye.